The Declining Life Expectancy in America, Understanding the Impact of Diet and Chronic Disease. Introduction. Life expectancy in the United States has been steadily declining, making it the only developed nation where this alarming trend is occurring. Over the past century, a dramatic shift in dietary patterns and lifestyle choices has contributed significantly to the rise in chronic diseases and a decline in overall health outcomes. Since the 1930s, the prevalence of chronic disease has skyrocketed by an astounding 700%, increasing from just 7.5% of the population to 60% of Americans now living with one or more chronic conditions. Understanding the dietary and lifestyle factors that have contributed to this crisis can help individuals make informed decisions to restore health and longevity. This article explores the historical shifts in eating habits, the impact of processed foods and polyunsaturated fats, PUFAs, and the importance of returning to simpler, nutrient-dense dietary principles to optimize long-term well-being. A historical perspective: how our ancestors ate. In the 1800s and early 1900s, people followed structured eating patterns that emphasized whole foods and minimal snacking. Meals were simple, consisting of 3 balanced servings: breakfast, dinner, midday meal, and supper, evening meal. These meals provided consistent nourishment without the modern trend of excessive snacking or ultra-processed foods. Key characteristics of traditional diets: minimal processed foods. Meals were prepared from scratch using local, seasonal, and unprocessed ingredients. Natural sources of fats. Saturated fats from animal sources such as butter, lard, and tallow were dietary staples, while polyunsaturated fats, PUFAs, from vegetable oils and seed oils were virtually absent. Low sugar consumption. Refined sugar was consumed sparingly, and artificial sweeteners were non-existent. Nutrient-dense foods, animal products, organ meats, and fermented foods provided essential vitamins and minerals. The shift in dietary guidelines and the rise of chronic disease. The 1950s marked a significant turning point in dietary recommendations, ushering in a period where saturated fats and animal products were vilified. Influenced by flawed research and widespread public health campaigns, Americans were encouraged to reduce their intake of natural fats and replace them with vegetable oils and margarine. Major dietary changes post-1950s: introduction of vegetable oils, polyunsaturated fats, PUFAs, from seed oils such as soybean, corn, and canola oil became dietary staples, contributing to inflammation and oxidative stress. Reduction of saturated fats. Animal fats, once a primary source of energy, were demonized and replaced with highly processed oils that promote chronic disease. Increased processed food consumption. Convenience foods, fast food, and packaged snacks high in sugar, refined carbohydrates, and preservatives became widely available. The combination of these factors led to a surge in obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and other chronic conditions that have become hallmarks of the modern American diet. The role of PUFAs and processed foods in chronic disease. Polyunsaturated fatty acids, PUFAs, particularly those found in vegetable and seed oils, have been implicated in promoting inflammation, oxidative stress, and metabolic dysfunction. Historically, humans consumed very little PUFAs, but the introduction of industrial seed oils in the mid-20th century dramatically increased dietary PUFA intake. Why PUFAs are harmful: promote oxidative stress. PUFAs are prone to oxidation, which generates harmful free radicals that damage cells and contribute to chronic inflammation. Interfere with metabolic function. Excessive PUFA consumption disrupts mitochondrial function and impairs the body's ability to regulate energy efficiently. Increased risk of chronic disease. Studies link high PUFA intake to an increased risk of obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and cancer. The modern American diet and its consequences. The modern American diet, often referred to as the Standard American Diet, SAD, is characterized by high consumption of refined carbohydrates, processed foods, and sugar-laden beverages. Combined with a sedentary lifestyle and poor stress management, this dietary pattern has fueled the obesity epidemic and contributed to the decline in life expectancy. Key contributors to declining health: excess sugar and refined carbs, sugar-sweetened beverages, refined grains, and ultra-processed foods contribute to insulin resistance and metabolic dysfunction. High PUFA intake, seed oils used in processed foods and restaurant meals promote chronic inflammation and oxidative damage. Lack of nutrient density. Processed foods are often devoid of essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber, leading to nutrient deficiencies. Restoring health, returning to simpler food principles. To combat the alarming rise in chronic disease and restore optimal health, experts emphasize returning to simpler food principles that prioritize whole, unprocessed ingredients and nutrient-dense foods. Practical strategies to improve health. Cook at home. Preparing meals from scratch using quality ingredients allows for better control over what goes into your body. Focus on incorporating vegetables, grass-fed meats, healthy fats, and fermented foods. Minimize processed foods. Reduce consumption of packaged snacks, sugary beverages, and processed meats to lower your risk of inflammation and chronic disease. Eliminate seed oils. Replace vegetable oils with traditional cooking fats such as butter, ghee, tallow, and coconut oil to reduce PUFA intake and support metabolic health. Prioritize whole foods. Opt for nutrient-dense foods like pastured eggs, wild-caught fish, organ meats, and seasonal produce to meet your body's nutritional needs. Stay active and manage stress. Regular physical activity and stress management techniques such as meditation, breathing exercises, and spending time in nature contribute to overall well-being. Why happiness and balance matter. In addition to focusing on nutrition and lifestyle, cultivating a sense of balance and happiness plays a critical role in maintaining long-term health. Chronic stress, poor emotional health, and social isolation can negatively impact physical health, contributing to inflammation and disease progression. Prioritizing meaningful relationships, engaging in enjoyable activities, and maintaining a positive mindset are essential components of a well-rounded approach to health. Conclusion: the declining life expectancy in the United States is a wake-up call, underscoring the need to reassess our relationship with food and lifestyle choices. By understanding the historical shifts in dietary patterns, recognizing the dangers of processed foods and PUFAs, and embracing simpler food principles rooted in nutrient-dense whole foods, individuals can take control of their health and reduce their risk of chronic disease. Returning to time-tested dietary traditions, staying physically active, managing stress, and cultivating happiness are powerful tools that can reverse the alarming trend of declining health and pave the way for a longer, healthier life.